A billionaire philanthropist promised to revolutionize education in the developing world. Instead, he created one of tech's most spectacular failures. In 2005, Nicholas Negroponte, co-founder of MIT's Media Lab, announced a vision that sounded almost too good to be true. A $100 laptop, rugged, solar-powered, built specifically for children in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. No corporate bloat, no middlemen, pure, democratized access to information. The world ate it up. Here's where I need to stop you. Everyone thinks one laptop per child was a noble failure, a good idea that didn't work out. They are wrong. It was something far more dangerous. A good idea hijacked by ego, mismanagement, and a fundamental refusal to listen to the people it claimed to help. The pitch was irresistible. Governments pledged billions. The XO laptop, that's what they called it, would cost just $100 to manufacture. Mass production would drive the price down further. By 2007, Negroponte was claiming he'd ship millions. Media outlets treated him like a visionary. I've seen a lot of confidence in my line of work. This was different. This was certainty without evidence. So what actually happened? First problem, the price. The $100 laptop cost roughly $180 to make. That gap didn't close, it widened. Manufacturing in China proved far more expensive than Negroponte predicted. The margins vanished. The dream started cracking immediately. But here's the thing, costs were the symptom, not the disease. The real problem was that Negroponte never asked the people he was supposedly helping what they actually needed. Schools in rural countries didn't want laptops. They wanted textbooks. They wanted teachers. They wanted electricity that didn't flicker out. When the XO laptops did arrive in places like Peru and Rwanda, what happened? Kids used them as toys for a few weeks, then they broke. There was no repair infrastructure, no local tech support, no internet to connect to. Negroponte had solved a problem that didn't exist while ignoring the ones that did. The second catastrophe, internal chaos. OLPC's leadership was fractured. Engineers argued with educators. The organization burned through money without clear accountability. Board members complained they were kept in the dark. By 2008, the project had spent over $200 million with almost nothing to show for it. Governments that had committed to buying millions of units started backing out. They realized what Negroponte apparently didn't. You can't innovate your way around poverty. You need infrastructure first. You need power grids. You need trained teachers. You need sustained funding, not a shiny device. By 2012, the project had quietly pivoted. They stopped talking about a $100 laptop and started selling tablets. Suddenly, the mission wasn't about universal access anymore. It was about finding any market that would buy their hardware. The idealism had evaporated. What killed OLPC wasn't a single scandal. It was 1,000 small failures stacked on top of each other. A founder who believed his own hype. An organization that confused innovation with salvation. A refusal to accept that the real problems in developing world education couldn't be solved with hardware. The data tells the story. Millions of laptops were distributed. Studies showed almost no improvement in learning outcomes. In some cases, students who received XO laptops performed worse than control groups. The device had become a distraction, not a tool. Here's what really gets me. Negroponte wasn't malicious. He genuinely believed he could change the world. But belief without research, without listening, without humility, that's a recipe for catastrophe. He had the resources to actually help. Instead, he built a monument to his own vision. The organization limped forward for years, becoming increasingly irrelevant. By the 2020s, OLPC was essentially dead. A few hundred laptops still trickled out to niche communities, but the grand mission had collapsed. $200 million, 2 decades of effort. Almost nothing to show for it. The real tragedy isn't the money. It's the opportunity cost. Those $200 million could have funded teacher training programs, built power infrastructure, or supported local entrepreneurs. Instead, it funded a vanity project that solved problems nobody had. I've investigated a lot of failures in my time. Corporate fraud, startup collapse, investor betrayal. OLPC doesn't fit those patterns. It's something stranger. A failure of imagination masquerading as innovation. A billionaire who thought technology was the answer because he couldn't conceive of a question it didn't solve. So what's the lesson? That philanthropy is bad? No. That technology can't help developing countries? No. The lesson is this: good intentions plus ego plus zero accountability equals disaster. Every single time, and I don't believe in coincidences. One laptop per child failed because it was built by someone asking what the world needed instead of asking what the world already had. It was a solution in search of a problem. And when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, that's not idealism. That's negligence. Subscribe. Each week we expose the billion-dollar blunders that nobody wanted to see coming.